supposed to be in bed by now.
I can't sleep. I have mental problems.
I see. What kind of mental problems?
Highly neurotic.
Elizabeth, my name is Dr. Conrad. I'm a psychiatrist.
Don't Say a Word is a psychological thriller that builds its tension around fear that is both intimate and relentless, turning a professional healer into a desperate father trapped inside a ticking clock. The story revolves around a respected psychiatrist whose orderly life collapses in a single night, forcing him to confront not only violent criminals, but also the hidden depths of a traumatized mind. The film blends crime, suspense, and psychological drama, creating an atmosphere where every conversation feels dangerous and every second matters. At its core, the film explores the idea that knowledge can be as dangerous as a weapon. The central mystery is not about brute force or physical strength, but about unlocking a secret buried deep inside the mind of a young woman suffering from severe post-traumatic stress disorder. The psychiatrist is pulled into a nightmare scenario where his years of training are suddenly weaponized against him. Therapy sessions, usually private and controlled, become battlegrounds where a single wrong word could cost his daughter her life. The main character, Dr. Nathan Conrad, is portrayed as a man who has everything society associates with success: a stable career, professional respect, and a loving family. His life appears carefully balanced between work and home, giving the impression of control and predictability. This balance is violently shattered when his daughter is kidnapped by a ruthless criminal group that knows exactly how to manipulate him. Their demand is not money or influence, but access to his skills as a psychiatrist. The emotional weight of the story intensifies because the threat is deeply personal. Nathan is not asked to solve a case from a distance or consult behind closed doors. He is forced into direct psychological combat. The kidnappers make it clear that time is limited and the pressure increases with each passing hour. The clock becomes a constant presence in the film, emphasizing how desperation can erode logic and push a person to the edge. The young woman at the center of the mystery, Elizabeth Burrows, is a patient locked inside her own fractured reality. She has survived a traumatic event that has left her emotionally frozen, unable or unwilling to speak about what she knows. Her silence is not simple defiance, but a symptom of deep psychological wounds. The film carefully portrays her condition, showing how trauma can trap memories behind walls of fear, guilt, and dissociation. As Nathan begins working with Elizabeth, the story shifts into a tense psychological duel. He must earn her trust while racing against the kidnapper's deadline. Each therapy session reveals fragments of her past, small clues that hint at a larger, darker truth. These moments are quiet yet intense, relying on performance and dialogue rather than action, which gives the film a distinctive edge compared to standard thrillers. The criminals behind the kidnapping are not portrayed as faceless villains. They are calculated, intelligent, and disturbingly calm. Their leader, Patrick Coaster, is especially menacing because of his controlled demeanor. He understands fear and uses it strategically, making his threats feel more terrifying than physical violence. His interactions with Nathan are psychological confrontations in their own right, reinforcing the film's theme that the mind can be the most dangerous weapon of all. Cian Bean's portrayal of the antagonist adds complexity to the role. Rather than relying on explosive rage, his performance emphasizes cold precision and quiet menace. This approach makes the villain unpredictable, as his calmness suggests he is always one step ahead. The audience is constantly aware that any miscalculation by Nathan could lead to devastating consequences. Michael Douglas anchors the film with a performance that balances professional confidence and raw panic. As Nathan Conrad, he transitions from a composed psychiatrist to a terrified father without losing credibility. His fear feels authentic, especially in scenes where he must hide his desperation from both his colleagues and his patient. The internal conflict between his ethical duty as a doctor and his instinct to save his child adds emotional depth to the narrative. Brittany Murphy delivers a standout performance as Elizabeth Burrows. Her portrayal captures vulnerability, confusion, and buried strength, making her character more than just a plot device. Through subtle expressions and fragmented speech, she communicates the immense pain of her trauma. Her scenes are crucial to the film's emotional impact, as the audience gradually understands the severity of what she has endured. The plot unfolds with a careful balance of psychological exploration and suspense-driven pacing. As pieces of Elizabeth's memory begin to surface, the story reveals a crime rooted in greed and betrayal. The secret she holds is not just valuable, it is deadly. This revelation recontextualizes the actions of the kidnappers and explains the extreme lengths they are willing to go to retrieve it. The film also raises questions about morality under pressure. Nathan is forced to consider breaking professional boundaries and even the law to save his daughter. These moments challenge the idea of ethical purity, suggesting that extreme circumstances can blur the lines between right and wrong. The audience is invited to ask what they would do in the same situation, making the story resonate on a personal level. Visually, the film maintains a dark and tense atmosphere. The use of shadows, confined spaces, and nighttime settings reinforces the sense of entrapment. Therapy rooms feel claustrophobic, homes feel unsafe, and city streets feel threatening. This visual style complements the psychological tension, making the environment itself feel like an extension of the character's fear. The pacing of the story is designed to keep viewers on edge. There are few moments of relief, as even quieter scenes carry an undercurrent of danger. Each revelation leads to new complications, ensuring that the tension continues to escalate. The structure mirrors the countdown faced by Nathan, with the narrative momentum pushing relentlessly toward the climax. As the mystery deepens, the film gradually exposes the traumatic event at the heart of Elizabeth's silence. The reveal is handled with sensitivity, emphasizing emotional impact rather than shock value. This approach reinforces the film's respect for its psychological themes and avoids reducing trauma to mere spectacle. The climax brings together all the narrative threads in a high-stakes confrontation. Nathan must act decisively, using both his intellect and his emotional resilience. The resolution tests his character, forcing him to confront the consequences of his choices. The final moments deliver closure while leaving a lingering sense of unease, reminding viewers that psychological scars do not simply disappear. In terms of cast dynamics, the chemistry between the lead actors strengthens the film's credibility. The interactions between Nathan and Elizabeth feel authentic, grounded in trust that is slowly earned rather than conveniently granted. This realism enhances the suspense, as progress feels hard-won and fragile. The film's themes extend beyond its immediate plot. It explores how trauma can imprison the mind, how power can corrupt, and how love can drive people to extreme actions. By framing these themes within a thriller, the story remains engaging while offering deeper emotional and psychological resonance. The release of the film positioned it as a mainstream thriller with a darker, more cerebral edge. Its focus on psychology distinguished it from action-heavy counterparts, appealing to audiences interested in suspense, driven by character and mind games, rather than constant explosions. The trailer for the film emphasized its ticking clock premise and intense performances, highlighting the kidnapping and the psychological mystery at its core. It presented the story as a race against time, drawing viewers in with the promise of suspense, danger, and emotional stakes. The marketing leaned heavily on the star power of its cast while teasing the dark secret at the center of the plot. Don't Say a Word ultimately stands as a tense and emotionally charged thriller that combines crime and psychology in a compelling way. Its strength lies in its performances, particularly the portrayal of trauma and desperation. By focusing on the power of the mind and the cost of buried secrets, the film delivers a story that is unsettling, engaging, and memorable long after it ends.